Good afternoon, everybody. I presume everyone had a good session this morning in regards to soaking in all the technical details, followed by a good lunch. Again, that is important to keep your tummy full. Now, my session is quite light-hearted. It's nothing to do with technical stuff. It's more to do with practical stuff. And it's all about addressing lead generation, leading to more money. I think all of us here are looking at money. So hopefully for the next 1 hour, the money will be shining in your eyes and all you guys and girls will be interested. Now, the reason why we chose the title Trilogy of Trusts is because of the industry you guys are in. You're in the unit trust industry, and trust is paramount when you're trying to sell the products that you're taking to your clients. What we will do, or what I will do for the next 1 hour, is to lead you down memory lane in regards to referral marketing, using your contacts and network that you built up over the years to do business, and also sharing with you what we, NEM, does as a professional organization in tapping into the network that makes us as successful as we are. Now, I will start off by doing a bit of selling, because in any profession you need to establish your credibility as well as your credentials so that people can look up at you and say, yes, he's the guy that has got the experience and I want to listen to him. So can we have the next slide, please? Now, me, I'm Malaysian through and through. Born here, grew up here, but I've worked around the world since I started working. So I've been around selling to various different countries and also different professions. The latest profession I've taken up is in the professional services sector, very similar to you guys. You know, I'm selling a service to clients who need our services. So this is what I've done over the last 25 years. I do have the credential in terms of knowing business, knowing how to relate to people, and in the last 5 years becoming a partner in NEM, I've been using my network to get referrals. Our relationship has got nothing to do with product and nothing to do with selling. Can I have the next slide? Now, that is the normal one, you know, from provider to client. Now, when you introduce a third party into the equation, it's always a high risk. When you ask your friend or your client to say, can you refer me to someone you know who may be able to help me, may be able to use my product, a lot of people look at it and say it's very high risk. Why should I do that? You know, if I open up my network to you, one, you know, you could damage my relationship. Two is I don't know you that well. I don't trust you. Because again, your reputation in the market is very important. If your reputation is not good, the chances of you getting referral is very low. Yeah? Because everybody has got different objectives. When we ask someone, for example, in Australia, to introduce with a banker, the first thing the banker thinks of is, he's trying to get loans from me. He's trying to tap into my loan portfolio. But our objective is always to say, look, you know, I want to get to know you better so that when I meet my clients who need funding source, I got another contact that I can introduce you guys to. So again, you know, the different objectives. Now, third party is always asking this question: what is it in for me? I think all of us ask that too. When someone rings me and said, hey, I got a friend that you should meet. First reaction is, yeah, why should I? What is it in for me? So again, you know, referring someone to a third party is always risky. But, you know, risks is taken for granted. Sometimes we look at them and say, maybe I'm okay, I will introduce him. But, many a times we get bitten because what we call a poor table manners. Now, a lot of us do not really understand what we are doing in managing a relationship. Someone introduce us to someone, we will do a lot of things unconsciously to damage a relationship. So again, it's a very high risk thing. So a lot of people are quite reluctant to do that. Next slide, please. Now, if we can build up the trust where your friend, your clients, your associate are happy to introduce, we develop what we call the trilogy of trust. Now, it's a triangle. Now, the strongest material in the world is actually diamond. It's a tetrahedron. It's a 3-dimension crystal. So you can imagine how strong it is. If you can develop that, it really strengthens the relationship if they trust you. Your business is about trust, especially money. So if you can develop a relationship where you get a lot of referrals, it's continuous. It's very efficient because you're always talking to people in your product. And the last one is empathy. Empathy means, always be with them. Listen to them, look at what they have, and understand what they are looking for. So it's quite a simple framework that we've developed to look at, how do you develop the business based on referral networking and understanding. And then the next one is we also teach a lot of the especially in the banking industry, what we call the value call. The training that all of you have been given, and I'm sure it will be quite similar to the Australian industry, is product knowledge. They tell you this is what the product does. They got no idea how to make a call, how to set up a meeting. So we always ask them, look at this one and say, look, similar value, just look at it. Use this as a framework to learn about your client. Can I have a next one? So how do you identify the real gaps? So he always says, do you know your client's vision for the business? Most of us don't ask the question. They say yes, no, what is the time frame? Do you need assistance? Then you look at the aspiration. Do you know what they will do when they achieve their vision? None of us do. When we go and visit a client, or when we visit a referrer, we don't, And leverage, has the client been offered services that genuinely add value? A lot of bankers in Australia is trying to sell products. Every time they ring you up, they got a new product to introduce. I don't think that is right. And then you look at the unique, the competitive advantage. You are just selling a product. It might not be product they are after. It could be your knowledge of what they want. It's the knowledge of the industry. And then, do you really care about your client? Most of us don't. We are there to sell. So again, we are trying to put this into relationship in terms of, how do you look at your network? How do you categorize, your potential, the lead flow?